Hi, my name is Linsdau. I am a polar explorer and motivational speaker. Today I'm going to tell you why you should passionately pursue your travel bucket list. Why should you passionately pursue your travel bucket list? Because chances are you won't get to all the places you can go in your life. That's it? Yeah. See, the reason you should passionately pursue your travel bucket list is because the world is a big place. Even though people say the world's getting smaller and smaller by the day, first of all, that's a physical impossibility unless like asteroids are hitting us and things are exploding. Thank goodness that's not happening because we'd probably all be dead like the dinosaurs. But the reason you should passionately pursue this travel bucket list is because if you don't start on working on that today, those places are going to grow and more numerous, and the probability of you getting there less and less likely. Why is that, you say? Well, think of all the places you've heard of that you might like to go to. The Sydney Opera House, Paris, Eiffel Tower, London, Big Ben, Taj Mahal, Leaning Tower of Pisa. I don't know, go to Carnival in Rio to experience that. Go to Tikal in Guatemala to see the Great Pyramids. Great Pyramids? How about going to Egypt to see the Great Pyramids and then the Sphinx with the broken nose and craziness? How about going and doing an expedition in Morocco and going to the Sahara and sleeping there? How about climbing some mountains in the Alps? How about climbing Kilimanjaro, going to South Africa to Kruger Park? You get the idea. I've just listed any number of dramatic travel destinations you can go to, but chances are you might not have been to them. And you might say, Aaron, why do I keep telling you about these places? This is crazy. I will never go there. You got to stop thinking that way. I promise you. Do I look like a guy that, man, I've been in international travel. I've done this a long time. I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't exactly have the Brad Pitt dashing Liam Neeson look, but that's okay. That is not relevant. What is relevant is you should, if you have any desire to go to someplace internationally, you should start thinking about it and then stop thinking about it and then actually hit the buy button. Why is that? Because there are two ways to think about traveling internationally and working on your bucket list of all these places you can see. There are two ways to think about this. One is okay, I'll try and fit this trip in. In my life, I shall part the Red Sea, and I shall drop this trip there and pray that the ocean doesn't cover it and totally wipe it out. Now, there's only been one person in history who has ever parted the Red Sea to fit something in and give 5,000, tens of thousands of people through. That's already happened. Chances are you aren't going to be that person. So you trying to think about, how am I going to fit this trip into my life and stretch it out? You have to completely change your thinking to passionately pursue your travel bucket list. Instead, you have to be able to dictate and say, I'm going to take this trip to go see the cherry cherry blossoms in Kyoto, Japan this coming spring. It's gonna happen. I'm going to go there. If it's not quite in Kyoto, maybe it's south, or maybe it's a little bit north, whatever the case, I'm going to be in Japan this spring in late March or early April, and I'm going to get to Tokyo, fly through Narita, and wherever those cherry blossoms are right now, hopefully in Kyoto, because it's beautiful up in there, you gotta go and add some flexibility. And you gotta say, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to hit the buy button. Commit. I know, commitment, scary, panic. But you do this, you hit the buy button and, hey boss, I'm going to take this trip like 5 months out. Oh, okay. And you've hit the buy button, you made all the plans. The boss says, hey, you can't go on the trip. Well, I've already bought everything. So if you want to pay me back, cool. Otherwise, I'm going. Now, I'm not saying don't be dedicated to your employer or don't be dedicated to your business or whatever. But I'm telling you, if you decide to passionately pursue your bucket list, put that item on top of all that other junk you've got going in your life, then it becomes the top priority, aside from your family, going to your religious institution or whatever. It sits on there. Then you have to wrap your life around it like a Mount Everest, and campers are all around trying to ascend. If you drop that sucker right on top of, and it becomes the dictum of this is what I'm going to do, oh dang, well I better make sure I've got shots for the dogs so they can go stay at the kennel. Maybe I'm taking my kids. Maybe I need to drop them off at Aunt Gertrude's for the week or however long. Or I'm going to take them on my month-long tour of Italy. I don't know. Or your husband or your wife. Or I'm going to meet somebody. Whatever. By passionately saying, I'm going to pay myself and add value to my life, and you put that thing right there in the middle where there's no way around it. I got to get a passport. I got to do this. Whatever I have to do to make it happen. As soon as you change the psychology of trying to spread the Red Sea and drop that sucker in there, and instead change it to, here's this river of life going by. The river of life will always go by. It will always happen. It's floating by. You will never spread the river. You will never cross the Jordan unless you drop that sucker, boom, right on top of it and say, this is going to happen. I know a lot of people, a lot of friends, either on Facebook or family members that say, oh, I could never travel like you do. I'll just live vicariously through you. That's garbage, folks. Garbage. You have to experience it. I promise, the little weekend trip, or I guess the thing now is the one day, not even 24 hour, I'm going to go there, experience it, and come back. You're missing out on so much by not pursuing this. Is travel potentially dangerous? Sure, I've talked about that. I've got other videos talking about Honduras and Guatemala and Japan, and I'm going to have more. I'm talked about flight risk and missing your connection and how to deal with that and how to reduce your risk there. I've talked about a lot of stuff on this YouTube channel, which, by the way, you should subscribe. You get a lot more out of it and you won't miss videos. But if you don't put that mountain there and then make everything wrap around it, you're going to miss out. Because do you remember all those tiny little this and that's that you've done? Probably not. But do you remember the epic trip you took to New Zealand right when you got out of college, when you were 22 or 24 or whatever, where you spent a month there kind of working your way, doing odd jobs? Absolutely. You will remember that for the rest of your life. And when everything's going bad, you still have that shining spot that, yeah, you probably suffered some, maybe it was tough. That will all be forgotten, in that beautiful gem of an experience will be there, and it will brighten your darkest days for the rest of your life. Having that ability to remember, man, I did this and I did that. And trust me, when you go on one of these big epic trips, you simply won't forget it, and it will change you as a person. It will alter your perspective of the world. All that stuff you see on the phone and Twitter and on CNN and, oh, the world's horrible, these people are terrible, it's so dangerous, I'm going to stay in my little microcosm. No. Instead, if you go travel and you experience the people in location, maybe you get pickpocketed, maybe your bag gets stolen, who knows? Who knows? Things do happen. But you go there and you experience the people, you will quickly learn that the world is a lot smaller than you think it is. And not physically, but because people are people all the world around. The joy and beauty of any particular location cannot be replicated at home. Do you think I'm going to go start building the Taj Mahal next week? No way. I've spent, I think, in the last calendar year traveling a month and a half, pushing 2 months internationally. Of course, my credit card is showing it, but that's another matter. But I will never forget my trip to India and being stuck in New Delhi and can't get to my hotel, and then seeing the Taj Mahal the next morning because I thought it was going to work out, but it didn't work out and it looked bad. It was the coolest ever. Am I ever going to forget going to Russia, going to the Red Square, seeing the Kremlin, going and climbing Mount Elbrus, the tallest mountain in Europe? No way. Am I going to forget my driving around Ireland on the left-hand side of the road in a sheer panic for a week, seeing all these cool places, Cork and Dublin, and having all the time I wanted at the Book of Kells? No way. Am I going to forget going to the top of the Eiffel Tower at night and seeing the lights spin there and the experience of the City of Lights sparkling and paying 40 euros for a bottle of wine to watch? Yeah, 40 euros when it should have been 7, but I didn't plan well enough. But who cares? I wanted the experience of having that wine as the Eiffel Tower lit and sparkled at sunset. I will never forget that, and that will always brighten my life. And I want it to brighten your life too. Don't live vicariously through me or your friends. Go have that one experience. Save the money. Say, I'm going to automatically put $100 away or $50 away every paycheck, every month, whatever it is, put on auto withdrawal, put into another account, and in like a year, you'll have enough money to go on your international trip. It's amazing how quick it works. I have other videos that talk about how to do this cheaply, how to have the experience without going grub dirtbag and still having an epic time. That is why you should passionately pursue your travel bucket list, whatever it might be. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I am a polar explorer and motivational speaker and professional traveler because I love the experience. Please like and comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel below. Hit that button. Please support me on PayPal, Patreon, and Venmo. Thank you very much.